Hello everyone.
Hello, long time no see.
Welcome to episode 26 of Lift More, Lose More.
Which, as you can see, is going to be an eating challenge.
Yeah, we've got Pete's breakfast here.
And a bit low calorie for me today.
Yeah, he's on a diet. So we're going to talk you through Pete's diet, why he's eating this for breakfast, probably explain why he's putting weight on rather than losing weight.
And all the massive gains.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk about food labels, try and explain them to you a bit better. We're not going to go into too much detail. We're going to talk about the traffic light system. Is it even called that?
Yeah, I'm going for it.
So, post food now and again in groups and stuff like that. And a few times people have commented on the traffic light system. So, you can see on here, well, you probably can't, but you've probably seen it in the supermarket. There's fat, saturated fat, sugars and salt. And go on, get in there.
Goodness.
Everyday value. Can you tell I didn't want to spend too much money on this video as well? But yeah, so they'll give it a rating based on, do you want to explain what it's based on? Because it's technical.
Yeah, roughly. It's around 100 grams of a weight. I've just found this out. I trained someone who's head of nutrition and food at Kellogg's. And some at Kellogg's don't take part in the traffic light system if you used to do it because of the weight it insists on. It all runs off 100 grams. So for Kellogg's, 100 grams of cereal would be ridiculous. It's like a quarter of a packet of Rice Krispies and no one's eating that. So it marks it up for 100 grams rather than actually what's in the product. So the colours don't always basically balance up with what's in the actual product overall or per serving as we would expect. So say on the chalk ices, we've got each chalk ice contains, so that's per serving 91 calories, but then the traffic light system underneath, which is on the same label and quite confusing, would be off 100 grams, so it says about typical values per 100 grams. So it's a very confusing system because it's not actually relating to what's in one chalk ice. It's relating to what would be in 100 grams, whereas the rest, the percentages, are relating to the chalk ice, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
The actual overall amount of calories is per chalk ice. The traffic light colours are per 100 grams. Pretty confusing.
So, to be honest, there's only a few things I really want to stress. So obviously these chalk ices, this is the other problem I had, I'm colourblind. So I was walking around Tesco's not having a fucking clue what I'm looking at.
Definitely pick the right man for the job.
So these chalk ices have come up red for both sugars and saturated fat. Now that may mean, you looking at that, you may just panic and not eat it at all. But some of the points I'm making when people pull this up, 8.7 grams of sugar. Is it a lot? I don't really know. Probably not. But what if that's the only sugar you have all that day? Your total sugar intake for the day is very low. Now, if we look at, Pete mentioned calories for these, 91 calories. That's less than a banana. It's roughly a large apple. So it's a snack. We're not saying eat these all the time, but if you're dieting and you don't want a piece of fruit that day, or you don't want a handful of nuts, you can replace something similar to this with that. You will still lose weight if you're in a deficit, and it will not have negative health effects. So, how to work out the calories. So, as you can see, it says each chalk ice contains. The thing you need to concern yourself with is there's KCAL, kilocalories. That's the number you need to concern yourself with. Nothing else really. And like I say, 91 calories. If we look at these ice lollies, which I'm going to actually take home with me, these come up as high in sugar. 10%, 8.9 grams. But those lollies are only 40 calories each, which is, well, it's nothing. It's half of one of them. It's half an apple. Whatever you want it to be. But 40 calories, it's nothing. You can if you're struggling, if you're hungry at home on an evening and you've got a sweet tooth, you've got some cravings, stick one of them in your mouth and suck on it. No harm done.
Right, let me try and make sense of this a little bit with 100 grams, because on the nutritional value, at the back it will give the values per 100 grams. So this is a 37 gram lolly.
Yeah.
So on the front, 37 grams contains 40 calories. Yeah, so that's what we're interested in, because we're only eating one of them. We're not going to weigh these out into 100 grams and then eat 100 grams of ice lollies. We're going to eat one ice lolly, maybe 5. But that's what we're looking at on this initial and rating the calories. That's all that matters. Then if we change it to 100 grams, so on the back it will say 100 grams contains 23.9 grams of sugar, which is irrelevant because you're not eating 100 grams.
Yeah.
But that's what they're using to give you this red light on the sugars, because there's so much sugar in 100 grams as compared to your overall daily allowance, your recommended daily allowance, or it's a GDA as well, isn't it? The
Yeah.
RDA and GDA. That's where the red light comes from. You're not eating that much. So don't worry too much about that red light. If you're eating 40 calories as a snack, I would suggest you are not going over on your calories. You're not going over on your sugars because of this sherbet ice lolly. Yes, if you had 100 grams of it, it's quite a lot of sugar, but you're not having 100 grams, you're having 37. So just be aware of the difference between what this actually means and what you're seeing straight away. Same with the fruit and nut bars. What are these in total? 78 calories, so somewhere in between. And of one red light for sugar when it has 5.9 grams of sugar in it. So 5.9 grams of sugar, not a great deal. I would say, a bit of fruit would have way over that amount. But 100 grams would have 27.9 grams of sugar. There's only 21 grams per bar. So we only need to consider what's actually in the bar, not what's in 100 grams of a food, unless you have some strange sort of OCD where you cut all your food up into 100 grams and weigh everything. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. A lot of companies don't sign up to the traffic light system, receive bad press for it. But this is why, because it's so confusing. To say 5.9 grams of sugar is a red flag, a red light on the traffic light system, is terrifying when you think if you have to package up grapes, there would be so much more.
Yeah.
Than that. Grapes or a banana or this large apple that we're putting in half of these would have more sugar in than these foods that we're putting in front of you.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, if they put the traffic light system on fruit, people wouldn't eat it.
Yeah.
Because it just come up red for sugar. But yeah. So just to sort of round that off, worry about the total calories of the product you are eating. So, like I said, 90 odd calories, 40 calories, 70 calories. That's really all you need to concern yourself about. And the other thing is, just because something is high in a certain macronutrient, you don't need to avoid it. In my free challenge I did last week, someone was worried because something came out high in salt. Now, just touching on salt, if I made a list of the 100 things you need to worry about when losing weight, salt is not on it. Like I said, just because it's high in salt, if you have a clean diet, it's probably low in salt. So over the course of the 24-hour period, your salt intake is probably low. So yeah, that's the other thing. Worry about the 24-hour period rather than what you are eating at that particular time.
Also, this carries over. I saw something yesterday with one of my clients on MyFitnessPal. Sugar was over, but carbs were 60 grams down. Sugars aren't over if your carbs are 60 grams down.
Yeah.
Don't worry too much about that. Worry about the overall picture. Worry about the overall calories. Calories were well under, carbohydrates were well under, but then it gives you the sugar as a separate underneath. Don't worry too much about that stuff. Get your overall calories right from items, from your overall diet. If your calories are right, we're in the right ballpark. Really, we're not worried too much about 2 grams over on sugar, but 60 grams down on carbohydrate. Not too worried about that. Don't stress the small things. Just focus on the important stuff. This is great. This traffic light system, because it puts this end column on. This end column that says calories per unit, so per serving. The rest of it, don't really worry about. Ignore the colours and ignore the fat, saturated sugar and salt on there, and you won't go far wrong.
Cool. Big announcement.
Big announcement before I eat all these.
Yeah, we need to get these in the freezer quickly, otherwise they're ruined.
I'm
But
going to eat them.
yes, we have a big announcement. We are doing a Lift More, Lose More free challenge. It will start, checking my notes, it will start on the 29th of January, which is a Monday, and will run until the end of that week, the Friday. Do you want to talk through what you shall be teaching everyone?
Yeah, so we're going to use it to teach some lifts and some fitness tests in those 5 weeks. I'm going to get you to take part in certain fitness and strength challenges. Posting videos of yourself to us. We're going to demonstrate moves and fitness tests, and then you're going to send us your results, how you do, and video proof, and get as many people involved in lifting correctly and performing correct fitness challenges as we possibly can.
Yeah, so it's an educational week, basically. So if you want to learn how to squat, how to bench press, how to deadlift, if you want to be tested on your conditioning, like Pete said, we'll be posting a different lift or a different task each day. It's then up to you to go and perform that. Send us in the video, we shall critique it, we shall help you as much as possible, or Pete shall. I'll be concentrating on the nutrition side of things. From my point of view, it won't differ too much to what I've just done in the last week or two with my HG6 challenge. People lost 1 to 2 pounds, some people lost 6 or 7 pounds in a week. So I'll be setting you up with calorie intakes, macronutrient splits. If you don't want to count calories, I'll be giving you a basic meal structure to follow. While Pete's sorting you out daily in the group on your lifting technique, I'll be answering any nutritional questions. And then off the back of that, we shall be launching a 12-week program for you. We'll get you stronger, we'll get you fitter, we'll get you leaner. That plans to start on the 5th of February for 12 weeks. Do you want to talk a bit about how you're going to split up the training?
Yeah, the way we're going to do the training, we're going to split it down into the first month. I'm going to do an intro to lifting. So no matter what your ability, you can take part in this course. So it'll be what CrossFit would call an on-ramp, where you try and build on to the start of the full program, which will run for 2 months. So we're going to have a 4-week intro and then 8-week full lifting program, full conditioning program, to get you in the best shape you've ever been in. Fully planned out, fully working off your percentages and your own abilities. So it's not a everyone will lift the same type program. This will all be designed specifically for each individual, and you will all improve as a programmed plan. It won't be a case of sporadic workouts here and there. This is a case of we get everyone to the same start, then we start after 4 weeks to a proper lifting program when everyone's technique is perfect. And then at the end of those 8 weeks, we test and we see how much stronger, whilst also seeing how much leaner.
Yeah, so you also get the option. Obviously, this is an online plan, so you can do it wherever you are. But if you are local to Manchester, if you do want to travel, you can do the testing with us on week 1 and week 12. So there's the option to come and do the testing with us. But yeah, Pete will get you strong and fit. I'll get you lean. 12 weeks to greatness. It's not what it's going to be called, but it's not a bad...
it's a pretty good tagline.
Yeah. So yeah, if you are interested, first thing for you to do is join the free challenge, 29th of January. We'll be sending information out. We're going to be posting leading up to it. So yeah, if you've got any questions, speak to both of us, speak to one of us, speak to someone else, I don't know. But yeah.
This is basically going to be the entire package of why people come to the gym. We're going to get you really strong, really fit, and really lean. So you're going to look great, feel great, be stronger than you've been before, and just be an all-round sort of improved athlete in the gym. That's the goal of the Lift More, Lose More when we started it, and that's what we've been working towards for quite a while now.
In that case, we'd better add a selfie tutorial into the
Lighting.
challenge.
Just got to cover lighting and
Lighting and
tans. Best sunbeds.
Yeah, lighting and tricep shadowing. Right, I think that's it. Happy 2018.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy strength and leanness.
I'm off to eat some choc ices.
Bye bye.
See you later.